Years passed, and the 7 years of plenty gave way to famine, just as Yusuf had foretold. The hunger spread far beyond Egypt, reaching the land of Canaan, where his father and brothers still lived. And so the very brothers who had cast him into the well set out for Egypt, seeking food from the wise minister in charge of its storehouses, never imagining who he was. They entered upon him, and he knew them at once, but they did not know him. The boy they had wronged was now a man of power before whom they bowed. Yet Yusuf revealed nothing. He received them with courtesy, gave them their full measure of grain, and listened as they spoke of the family they had left behind. When he had given them their provisions, he said, "Bring me a brother of yours from your father. Do you not see that I give full measure, and that I am the best of hosts? But if you do not bring him, there will be no measure for you with me, nor shall you come near." He longed to see his young brother Binyamin, and to test the hearts of the rest. Then Yusuf told his servants to place the brothers' trade goods back into their saddlebags, without their knowing, so that they would find them on returning home, and perhaps be moved to come back. It was the quiet generosity of a heart that, even toward those who had wronged him, sought reunion rather than revenge. Home in Canaan, they told their father he must send Binyamin, or they would be refused grain. The request reopened an old wound. "Shall I entrust him to you?" Yaqub said, "as I entrusted his brother to you before? But Allah is the best guardian, and He is the most merciful of the merciful." His grief over Yusuf had never left him. When they opened their bags and found their goods returned to them, they pressed their father again, and at last he relented, but only on a covenant. "I will not send him with you," he said, "until you give me a solemn pledge by Allah that you will bring him back to me, unless you are utterly overcome." And when they had given their oath, he said, "Allah is witness over what we say." As they set out, Yaqub gave a careful word. "O my sons, do not enter by one gate, but enter by separate gates. Yet I cannot avail you against Allah in anything. Judgment belongs only to Allah. Upon Him I rely, and upon Him let the reliant rely." He took the means, then placed his trust where it truly belonged, in Allah alone. When they returned with Binyamin, Yusuf drew his young brother aside in private, and could hold back no longer. "Indeed, I am your brother," he told him, "so do not grieve over what they used to do." After all the years of separation, the two sons of one mother were together again, though the secret was not yet ready to be told to the rest. Then, by Allah's plan, Yusuf devised a way to keep his brother with him. As the brothers' bags were loaded, he had the king's measuring cup placed in Binyamin's pack. When the caravan set off, a crier called out behind them, "O travelers, you are surely thieves." The brothers turned back, astonished, certain of their innocence. "What is the penalty," they were asked, "if you are lying?" By their own law, they answered, "The one in whose bag it is found shall himself be held as recompense." So the bags were searched, one by one, and the cup was brought out of Binyamin's bag. "Thus did we plan for Yusuf," says the Qur'an, "for under the king's law he could not have kept his brother otherwise. Allah raises whom He wills in degrees of knowledge." Now the brothers were bound by their oath to their father. They pleaded, "O minister, he has a father, an aged old man, so take one of us in his place. We see that you are among those who do good." But Yusuf answered, "Allah forbid that we take anyone but the one with whom we found our property. We would then be wrongdoers." He held to justice, even as his plan unfolded. When they despaired of changing his mind, they withdrew to confer in private. The eldest reminded them of the binding oath they had given their father, and of how they had once failed him with Yusuf. "I will not leave this land," he said, "until my father permits me, or Allah decides for me, and He is the best of judges." So he stayed behind, while the others returned to break the news. When they told Yaqub, the old wound deepened into fresh grief. "Rather," he said, "your souls have enticed you to something, so beautiful patience." He turned away from them and cried, "Oh, my sorrow over Yusuf," and his eyes turned white from the grief he kept suppressed. 2 sons lost now, and still he did not complain to people. He carried his sorrow to Allah alone. Yet even now Yaqub did not lose hope. "O my sons," he said, "go and seek news of Yusuf and his brother, and do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, no one despairs of the mercy of Allah except the disbelieving people." Here is the heart of the story. A believer may grieve, may wait for years, but he never gives up on his Lord. So the brothers returned to Egypt a final time, humbled and in need. They stood before the minister and said, "O minister, hardship has touched us and our family, and we have brought only meager goods. So give us full measure and be charitable to us. Indeed, Allah rewards the charitable." The proud men who once schemed now stood as beggars before the brother they had wronged. Moved at last, Yusuf could hold the secret no longer. "Do you know," he asked, "what you did to Yusuf and his brother when you were ignorant?" They froze. "Are you indeed Yusuf?" He said, "I am Yusuf, and this is my brother. Allah has certainly favored us. Indeed, whoever fears Allah and is patient, then Allah does not let the reward of the doers of good be lost." They confessed, ashamed, "By Allah, Allah has certainly preferred you over us, and we have been sinners." And here Yusuf spoke the words that crown the whole story, words of mercy where vengeance would have been easy. "No blame upon you today. May Allah forgive you, and He is the most merciful of the merciful." He chose forgiveness, fully and freely, and asked Allah's pardon for those who had wronged him. Then Yusuf said, "Take this shirt of mine and cast it over my father's face. His sight will return. And bring me all your family." And as the caravan left Egypt, Yaqub, far away, said, "I sense the scent of Yusuf." When the bearer of glad tidings arrived and cast the shirt over his face, his sight returned. "Did I not tell you," he said, "that I know from Allah what you do not know?" The whole family journeyed to Egypt, and Yusuf raised his parents upon the throne beside him, and they fell down before him in prostration of honor. "O my father," he said, "this is the interpretation of my dream from before. My Lord has made it true. The 11 stars, the sun and the moon, the vision of a boy in a tent so many years and trials ago had at last come to pass, exactly as Allah decreed." And Yusuf turned, not to boast of his power, but to thank his Lord. "My Lord, you have given me authority and taught me the interpretation of dreams. Creator of the heavens and the earth, you are my protector in this world and the next. Cause me to die a Muslim and join me with the righteous." From the bottom of a well to the throne of Egypt, patience, honesty, and forgiveness, rewarded by Allah. And so we come to the end of the best of stories. Yusuf was wronged, yet he forgave. He was tested, yet he trusted. He was given power, yet he remained humble and grateful. Through betrayal, slavery, false accusation, and prison, Allah was raising him all along, and in the end, he fulfilled his promise. For Allah never lets the reward of those who do good be lost. SubhanAllah, and all praise belongs to Him.